Hello everybody, and welcome to my September reading vlog. Since it is only the first day of the month, I am only reading the book that is for my 100 Epic Reads of a Lifetime poster, and I have started The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. I never had to read this book in high school. I just know that it's a bunch of miniature lessons that have to do with Tom Sawyer. The only cultural knowledge I have is him painting the fence and convincing his friend to do it while he goes and plays hooky. So far, that's the only sort of mini vignette that I have read so far, so now I have no idea what to expect from the rest of the novel. And of course, so far there has been a lot of racial insensitivity and real racial slurs that children were saying. So that's fun, but the rest of that will be in my reading vlog for the poster. So for now, I'm gonna show you the stupidest thrift haul that I've ever done. It's the stupidest thing. It's all cursed and stupid. Alright, least cursed first. Got a file folder. I'm gonna put my stickers in it. I also got this little box for, trinkets. But it's books. It's books. That's really cute. I'm gonna put it on my bookshelf because that's where the books go. Next is this pack of, I thought they were stickers, and then I thought they were tattoos, and then I thought they were iron-ons, but I'm just gonna stick them in my journaling anyway, even if they aren't stickers, because they're like decals, and they have clocks and dates and stuff on them. I thought that'd be neat. Next, I have this journal that you're supposed to put your first initial into at the front. And mine's the only one that's not there. So I thought that was an attack against me, and a little bit cursed, but the journal's at least nice. And finally, the most cursed object in my haul, I was searching through the kids' DVDs, and I found this, I believe, Chinese bootleg karaoke DVD of Girls' Generation. It's just performances and music videos by them. I think it's karaoke. It says karaoke. So I think that's what this is. Pretty disc. There's only one disc in it, and it looks like there was a space for 2 discs. So, oh well, I got this for $1.50. Maybe it'll work in our DVD player. I have no idea. I think this is for karaoke, though. Isn't this weird? This is the weirdest thing I've ever found in my city's thrift store. So that's it for now. I will update you on what I'm reading next. It's been a few days. I've read 2 books. I'm currently reading 2 books. Let's do a mini update. So I finished my 2 books for my 100 Epic Reads of a Lifetime poster. I read Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. I gave both of those 2 stars. You'll hear about those in my 100 Epic Reads vlog. And so the other 2 books that I'm reading, I am currently reading 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. Last year, I watched Shadow and Bone, most of the episodes, and the only part I really liked about it was the 6 of Crows characters that sort of have a mini plot in between the main plot, and so I thought that I'd try out their duology, right? I thought I'd try reading their book to see what's going on in their story. And so far, I have the same feelings as I did while watching the show. I like Inej, I like Kaz, and I like Jesper. I do not like Matthias, and I don't like Nina. Specifically, I don't like the way that they bicker at each other. They're trying to kill each other. It's getting very, very old, and there's no weight to it, except for the beginning when Matthias was choking her. Otherwise, they're just glaring at each other, and I'm like, if you truly hate each other and want to kill each other, do it. Do it and just get it out of the way and get it off of my pages. So far, meh. I'm 25% of the way through it, and they're just setting up the plan, their big heist or whatever they're doing. So stuff's happening. It reads very easy, so I'm getting through it very, very quickly, and the world building is not too complicated for me, because that other series that I read, the Russian series as well, brutal world building. I didn't understand a lick of it. Wicked Saints. That one. That one was bad. I don't remember a damn thing from it. And the second book that I'm reading is Elatsoe by Darcie Littlebadger. It is a YA series about certain myths and magics being real, and this character can sort of bring spirits back from the dead, and she's dealing with the death of her cousin and dealing with other characters who are also supernatural beings. For example, one of the characters she interacts with has been plagued with the vampire curse. So that's why I'm reading the book, because there was vampires in it, and I think it's interesting to read supernatural kitchen sinks and different mythologies based on that idea. I am a little ways through it, and so far it's a solid YA. Once again, I feel like I am getting a little bit too old for YA. Like, I thought in Six of Crows, I thought they were young adults, but they are very much 15 to 18, and I'm having a lot of trouble connecting to them because of that. But so far, Elatsoe is very, very good. I like the writing style. I'm getting used to the stories being put into the narrative very abruptly, her grandmother's stories, and so far so good. I am enjoying it. So stay tuned for my later thoughts on those. Hello, it's been a few days. I've been busy, I've been working a lot, and I've been feeling a little bit run down health-wise, but let's do a mini update. First things first, I also listened to and finished an audiobook in the past few days. I listened to Inside Out by Demi, which is her personal memoir. She narrated it herself. I thought it was very interesting. I think I ended up giving it 4 stars. She was just a very good storyteller, and she had a lot to say about her family and her struggles with alcoholism and her relationships, and I think it was a very well done book. And in the past couple of days, I finished both Six of Crows and Elatsoe. Six of Crows was a very good heist YA action fantasy novel. I really enjoyed the characters, aside from Mateus and Nina's dynamic. I really liked Nina and Inez's friendship. I really liked the way that they all interact with each other and have their own unique relationships. They all have their own unique motivations and backstories. Those are very interesting. But I always find myself losing the momentum of an action novel if it's constant, and if there's constant planning and constant thwarting of the enemy and constantly being on top of the enemy, like one step ahead. I just find that a little bit repetitive and grating, and I do lose a bit of my drive to finish the book. But I thought it was very, very solid. I give it 3 stars. And Elatsoe was very, very good for what it was as well. A very good YA paranormal sort of murder mystery, ghost story, a lot of things going on in it. I did really enjoy it. The characters were very sweet. The writing was really, really sweet. And I liked that the main character had a very great relationship with her family. A lot of YA novels either don't have the parents in the picture, or they have the parents be a character that gets in the way of what they're doing, but they were really ingrained in the plot. They believed her, and they supported her no matter what. So I thought that that was very good. I also ended up giving that book 3 stars. Stay tuned for what I do and read next. Hello, it's been a few days yet again. Family's under the weather. It's not a good month. I've been working and I've been reading, so here's the reading update. I am currently reading Cursed: Blood of the Donnellys by Keith Ross Leckie. This is a Canadian published novel. If you don't know who the Black Donnellys are, they were an Irish immigrant family who moved to what is now the town of about London in southern Ontario. They were called the Black Donnellys because they were called Blackfoot or Black-legged, which is when Catholics and Protestants interact with each other, and that was apparently a bad thing. They had various rivalries with various other families that eventually led to their house being burned down and many members of the family being brutally murdered in the Black Donnelly Massacre. It was in the late 1800s. They are a pretty well-known and notorious family, but the reason why I'm reading this book is I am somehow related to them. I don't have the exact details, but I think I'm related to grandchildren of the main family. So I thought I would check out this totally fictionalized version of the events that happened to them. It's funny, the story of the Black Donnellys has been fictionalized many, many times, and yet it's not as good as the actual description of events. People can't really capture it very, very well in fiction. So far, the book is a little bit boring. And another book that I have started reading at work, I am reading Orlando by Virginia Woolf, which it was originally published in the 20s and is about a 15th century boy living a very, very long time, like centuries after, and also metamorphosizing into a woman in the process. So far, the writing is very poetic and very pretty, and it's all a lot of metaphors for things, and so far I'm only on part 1, which is not that interesting yet, but I hope it picks up as soon as I get to the part where Orlando becomes a woman. So those are my updates for now. You likely won't get another update like this until my complete monthly wrap-up, but I have more clips to show you, so enjoy the little montage. Okay, we are doing a pretty quick wrap up because not a lot of interesting things happened this month. I read a total of 7 books and they were not that exciting to me. Most of them were all 3 stars. So the first 2 books that I read were for my 100 Epic Reads of a Lifetime poster, and that was The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. Now those 2 books were exactly how I expected them to be, how they are perceived in the cultural zeitgeist. A lot of racialized language and dialects that I wasn't used to or comfortable with, and I just didn't enjoy the story of either of those. I think I ended up giving Tom Sawyer 2 stars and Huckleberry Finn 1 star. I then read Elatsoe by Darcie Little Badger, and I ended up giving that one, I believe, 3 stars. It is a very solid YA with an excellent world building and excellent storytelling about solving a murder mystery. I really liked the characters, I liked their relationships with each other, and I liked just how wholesome and nice all the characters were in supporting Elatsoe in her story. I then read 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, and I'm also giving that 3 stars. I thought it was very good. There was very good world building, very good characters, character motivations, and relationship dynamics, but I was too heavily bombarded by action, and I am not a huge fan of the enemies to lovers trope that was attempted with Matthias and Nina. I just thought that that was not very well done, in my opinion. I then listened to the audiobook of Inside Out, narrated by Demi herself, and I gave that one about 3.5 to 4 stars. I thought it was very well done, very well performed, a very excellent memoir that went through a lot of her struggles, her relationships, and ultimately just her life in general, and I think that was very interesting. I then read Blood of the Donnellys, or Cursed Blood of the Donnellys by Keith Ross Leckie, and I'm giving the book 3 stars. I think that the history itself behind the fictionalized novel is very interesting because I have a connection to it, and it's a very, very scary case of Canadian history and true crime history, but the novel did not do anything. There was a lot to be desired. It was very boring in my opinion, and I just think that the route that it took was the less interesting route rather than just doing an actual non-fiction look at the real life figures and the town itself. I then finished off the month by reading Orlando by Virginia Woolf, which is a poetic novella about Orlando, who's a 15th century gentleman who metamorphizes into a woman and then lives on for centuries after. I thought that the language was very pretty, very flowery and beautiful, and I just think that it was a very interesting premise, and I understand what it was trying to do, but I don't know if it's going to be my favorite novel of all time. I'm very glad I read it, and I'm glad that I got to experience it as well. So yeah, that was my reading month. I was bombarded by a lot of life events and health issues, and just, it was not a fun month for me. I don't particularly like Septembers very much, even though I'm not even in school anymore. It's just not my cup of tea. So I hope next month will prove to be even better. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next month. Bye bye.